Alright, so start now with section 2, 2026 Benco, test 7. Jumping right into it here. Number 21. Kevin picked 15 baskets of apples, each holding 32 apples. He sold the apples in heaps of 6. How many heaps did he get? So first we need to calculate the total. So if one basket has 32 apples and it's 15 baskets, to calculate the total, is 15 multiplied by 32. And that will give us 480 apples. From here now, we're grouping things in heaps of 6. So if we put in things in heaps, so in groups of 6, we need to divide. So number of heaps would be the 480 divided by 6. And that will give us 80 heaps. Alright, one up each. Number 22. From a box containing 380 mangoes, 2/5 are green and the remainder yellow. How many mangoes are yellow? So you can do this two ways. You can find the remaining fraction that represents yellow, or you can find out the number of mangoes that are green and then take it away from the total to find the yellow. And that's the one I will do. So first we'll find out the green, which is 2/5 of 380. And that will give us 152 mangoes. To find out how much is yellow, which is be 380, take away the 152, and that will leave us with 228 mangoes. Number 23. Toby uses 0.42 liters of syrup to make 1 jug of juice. How many liters of syrup is needed to make 13 similar jugs of juice? Well, very simple here. So 1 jug is 0.2 liters. So to find out for 13, it would be 0.42 multiplied by 13. 0.42 multiplied by 13 will give us 5.46 liters. Right, simple to marks question. Number 24. From a 2-liter bottle of water, Paul used 0.35 liters to make tea and 0.4 liters to make juice. How much water remained in the bottle? So first we need to find out the total that was used. And the total used here now would be the 0.32 plus the 0.4, which is equal to 0.72 liters. To find out the remainder, we take from the total, which is 2 liters, we take away the quantity used, and that is equal to 1.28 liters. Number 25. Kevin purchased $56 worth in mangoes and $81 worth in oranges. Mangoes were sold in heaps of 5 for $14 per heap. Oranges were sold in heaps of 5 for $9 per heap. Calculate the total number of fruits he purchased. So first we need to calculate the number of mangoes he purchased. So they told us he spent a total of $56 in mangoes, and 1 heap is $14. So number of heaps would be the $56 divided by the 14, and that will give us 4 heaps. So he purchased 4 heaps of mangoes, and we know that 1 heap has 5. So mangoes would be the 4 heaps multiplied by the amount in 1, which is 5, and that is 20 mangoes. Now we want to do the same for oranges. So number of heaps of oranges he purchased would be the $81 that he spent divided by the amount per heap, which is $9. So 81 divided by 9 is 9 heaps, and the quantity is 5 in 1 heap. So the oranges is equal to 9 by 5, which is equal to 45 oranges. I want to know the total number of fruits. To calculate the total, Add the oranges and the mangoes together, which is 20 plus 45, and that will give us 65 fruits. So we have 1, 2, 3. Number 26 in the box, there are red, blue, and purple marbles. For every 6 red marbles, there are 4 blue and 5 purple. If there are 20 blue marbles in the box, what is the total number of marbles in the box? So we need to calculate first the total in one set. Alright, and one set will be the 6 plus 4 plus 5, which is equal to 15. Alright, so the fraction that represents the blue would be 4 over 15. Alright, that's the fraction blue. So we know 4/15 is the fraction here for blue. Alright. From this here now, they said there are 20 blue marbles. So we know a fraction and the quantity is equal to. So to calculate the total, we take the quantity, which is 20, and multiply by the inverse of the fraction. So 4 into 4, 1, 4 into 25, 15 by 5 is 75. So you have a total of 75 marbles. Another way we could have done this is find out how many heaps of 4 it have in 20, which is 5. Then multiply each one by that figure and then add all together, which is just more working. Alright. Number 27. 2 machines are programmed to beep every 12 and 18 minutes respectively. Alright, the last time they beeped at the same time was 1:35 p.m. At what time will they next beep together? So you're looking at the common time or the common multiple for those here. So I'll use the LCM method here. So this is 12 and 18. So I'll divide by 2, 6, 9, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1, 3, 3, 1, 1. So the LCM here would be 2 by 3, 6 by 2 is 12, 12 by 3 is 36. Alright, so next 36 minutes is when they will beep at the same time. So the next time will be the 1:35 p.m. plus the 36 minutes, and that should give us 2:11 p.m. That's the next time it should beep together. Alright, because you need to find the common multiple between the two, the common time between the two. Number 28. Carla spent 33% of her salary on food, 1/6 on travel, and saved the remaining $800. Calculate Carla's total salary. So first let's calculate the total that was spent. So we know 33% is equal to 1/3. So the total fraction spent would be the 1/3 plus the 1/6, and that will give us a half. Alright, multiple of the other, you'll find out the same denominator and add, and we'll get 1/2. 1/3 plus 1/6, we'll get 1/2. So from here now, we know that is saved the remainder. So we need to calculate the fraction saved. So from the total, and the total is represented as a fraction is represented by 1. You're taking out from the total the fraction that was spent. Alright, food and travel, which is 1/2. So 1 take out 1/2 is 1/2. So the fraction that's saved is 1/2. Based on the question here now, they said that the savings is equal to $800. So we know a fraction, and we know the quantity that it is equal to, 1/2, and we know that equal to $800. So to calculate the total, we take the quantity given and multiply it by the input of the fraction. 8 by 2 is 16, and add the 2 zeros, so you got $1,600. Alright, so That means the total salary is $1,600. Number 29, we said complete the equation. So we have 9, 3, and 7, 47, 5, 5, 6, 2, 95. And we take another. We have centimeters, meters, kilometers. 47 cannot take away 95, so we take one from the meter section, and we end up with 396 meters. When we carry across meters to centimeters, we need to convert, so that will be plus 100. So this now becomes 147 take away 95. 147 take away 95, that will leave us with 52. Now we're looking at the meters. 396 cannot take away 562, so therefore we need to take one from the kilometers. Here will remain with 8. To carry across 1 kilometer to the meter side, we need to convert it to the meters. So 1 kilometer across to the meter side would be 1,000 meters. So that would be plus 1,000. So this now becomes 1,396 meters. So 1,396 meters, 1,396 meters take away 562, and that will give us 834. So it's 834 meters. And then 8 take away 5 is 3. So we have 3 kilometers, 834 meters, and 52 centimeters. Number 30. Simon's favorite television show starts at 17:30 hours. He reaches home from school at 3:15 p.m. How long does he have to wait until the show starts? So, this time here is in 24-hour time. We need to change this to 12-hour time, or I could even change this to 24. For me, I will change the 17:30 hours to 12-hour time, and that is 12 at 5:17, so that's 5:30 p.m. To calculate the length of time, so from 3:15 p.m. to 5:15 p.m. is 2 hours, and 5:15 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. is 15 minutes. Alright, so the length of time is 2 hours 15 minutes. For this one here, you need to get it correct, you get the 2 marks. This one here, you get, once you do the conversion of the time, you get 1 mark for this here, and then you get 1 mark for the length of time. Number 31, they said calculate the area of the following shape. Looking at this here, I would split this shape like this here. Get A, get B. Now we can get area of A. We realize A is a rectangle, going by width. Length is 13 centimeters, by the width is 3 centimeters. 13 by 3 is 39. No, yeah, 3, 3, 9, 1, 2, 3. 39. And then we have area of B. Length by width 20 centimeters by 7. 7 to 14, add the 0 to the end. 140 centimeters squared. Calculate the area of the entire shape. It will be the 140 cm squared. Add the 39 cm squared. 179 centimeters squared. Remember, you can split the shape anyhow. Alright, you don't have to split it like how I did to calculate the area of the entire shape. Shaquille received a loan for $9,000 from a bank. He was required to pay the loan after 3 years. There was a 5% interest to be added. Calculate the total amount of money Shaquille has to repay. So simple interest. So simple interest, we know, is equal to principal by rate by time all over 100, which is equal to 9,000 multiplied by the rate 5% multiplied by the time 3 years over 100. So this becomes 90 multiplied by 15, and that will give us a simple interest of $1,350. Alright, so you have an interest amount of $1,350. You want to calculate the total to repay. Alright, that's the principal amount. Add the simple interest amount, which is $9,000. Add the $1,350. That will leave us with $10,350. Alright, so you got two marks for the interest, 1 mark for the final answer. Number 33, decide which of the triangles has an angle that is equal to a quarter turn. So we're looking for the one with a 90 degrees in it, which is this here. So therefore it would be B. What type of triangle is triangle A? Well, we realize all three sides are the same, so therefore it is an equilateral. Alright, equilateral triangle. Number 34, decide to complete the shape properties for the solids above. So this is a triangular base prism. So faces 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Edges 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Vertices 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Square base pyramid, 5 faces. Edges 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Vertices 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They said list two differences for the solids above. We could have the base is square and the other is a rectangle. Alright. Or you could even have one has a uniform cross section and the other doesn't. Alright, you could even make mention of the faces or the edges then. Alright, and vertices. So it all depends on how you just your differences, right? Number 35, the tally table shows the toys sold and their unit price. What is the difference in sales between the modal toy sold and the least toy sold? So the most common toy sold was bikes, and that's 15 of that was sold at $20.45. So the total for bike would be the 15 multiplied by 20, 45, and that will give us $306.45. 75 cents, sorry. Alright, $306.75. The third and the least toy sold. The least toy sold was trucks. So total for trucks, that would be 3 multiplied by 45. That will give us 135. They said what is the difference in price? The difference would be to subtract. So $306.75 take away $135. That will leave us with $171.75. 1 mark for the difference. 1 mark to find out these values here. The incomplete bar graph shows the number of cars in a parking lot over 5 days. The average number of cars parked was 30. Complete the bar graph showing the number of cars parked on Friday. So if you know the average was 30 over the 5 days, anytime you need to solve for the unknown, you always solve for the sum or the total. Alright, so first we need to calculate the sum of the 5 days. We know the average and we know the number of days. So you take the average and multiply by the number of numbers. So 30 by 5 is 150. To calculate for Friday, we take the total, which is 150, and take out the sum of the known values, which is 20 add 30 add 10 add 35. Alright, and that's 150 take away 95. That will leave us with 55. To set to complete the bar graph, so we look at where 55 is and it completes. 3 marks, 1 mark for completing, 1 mark for calculating 55, and 1 mark for carrying the total. And that's it for section 2. Alright, we'll continue with section 3 in another video.